So one of the most common questions I receive from my clients and my students alike is, how do I come up with the right tapping phrases for the issue at hand? Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a way that I tap every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, which will put you in a position where you will not have to think about the exact right words because the process takes care of itself. Hi, my name is Monterastelli. I am the editor of tappingqanda.com, and today we're going to spend some time talking about one of my favorite ways to tap that doesn't require you coming up with the exact right words as you're trying to navigate what is going on. Before we do that, I would like to encourage you to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button down below, so that every single time a new tapping training comes out just like this, you're going to get that information right away. And the good news is, starting at the beginning of March, we're actually going to be producing videos 3 times a week, so you don't want to miss the tapping goodness. Click subscribe, turn on those notifications. So the tool that I want to share with you today is a little bit different than the way that we normally tap. Most people, when they are taught the basics of tapping, they're taught phrases to say to tune into what is going on. And maybe it's about the issue, maybe it's about the outcome they want, maybe it's about a memory that they have, and all of that is good and useful. I tap with phrases all the time on my own and with my clients. But one thing that it's really easy to forget is that tapping on these points actually has benefits. It has been shown in a number of studies that when we stimulate the tapping points, cortisol levels actually drop in the body. The body leaves fight or flight. It returns to restore, regrow, and it's just relaxing. And so what that means is the tapping phrases themselves are useful, but they're not actually necessary. And because this is a case, every single day I start my day with a number of minutes of wordless tapping, and whenever I feel stuck during the middle of the day, I just set a timer and I do that. So basically what I do is I think about the old Yellow Pages commercials. For those of you who are my age that grew up in the United States, the old ad was "Let your fingers do the walking." That's exactly what I do in this particular circumstance. I simply start tapping, I move from point to point, I have a timer set, and when the timer is done, then I stop tapping. And so that's what we're going to do right now. In just a moment, I am going to start a 5-minute timer. And you're going to see the little timer showing up on the screen right here above in that little space up there. And the thing I'm going to encourage you to do is I'm going to encourage you to stay with me. And for the next 5 minutes, I want you to just move from tapping point to tapping point. If you want to close your eyes, that's great, because at the end of the 5 minutes, I will mention that we're done with the 5 minutes. You can open your eyes and come back to us. But it really is as simple as tapping without words. And we're going to do that right now for 5 minutes. And again, I challenge you to stick with me for 5 minutes. And at the end of it, we're going to talk about how that felt, how it felt like an eternity, how it wasn't actually eternity, lots of really, really good stuff. So to start tapping from point to point, there's our little timer. And just take nice deep breaths. And all you're going to do is for the next 5 minutes, just move from point to point. There you go. 5 minutes. Nice big deep breath. Maybe a big stretch. Oh, shake it out a little bit. Now, if you actually did tap with me for the full 5 minutes, what I want you to do, go down to the comments down below and mention the fact that you tapped along. I want to celebrate with you that you did it. Because on some level, 5 minutes isn't very much time. In another way, for those of us who aren't used to sitting quietly, 5 minutes can feel like an eternity, and it's amazing how much relaxation, how much release, how much clearing can happen in those 5 minutes. Like I said, this is the way I start every single day, either a 5 or a 10-minute wordless tapping session. For me, I just set a timer on my watch. You can do it on your phone as well. Just set a little timer so you can tap your way through that particular thing. And if you're doing some tapping like this, where you're tapping wordlessly, a couple of things you can do to actually get more out of the process. Number one, if any insight, any inspiration, any action, any issue that you feel like you need to tap on in a more constructive way, grab a piece of paper and jot that down. I always tap with a pen and piece of paper nearby. So as you're working your way through it, if something comes up, give yourself permission to pause, jot down the note really quickly, come back and continue tapping in that particular way. The other thing that's really important to recognize is how simple this is. You don't have to do it for 3 minutes. You don't have to do it for 5. You don't have to do it for 10. Tapping for 1 minute just on those points is super valuable. So in the middle of the day, you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't want to try and figure out the exact right words, set a timer for 1 minute. And again, just let your fingers do the walking, tapping from point to point. I find it so much easier for me to sit down and tap if I don't have to come up with the perfect words or work on the perfect issue, because simply tapping on those points is going to create calm. It's going to create relaxation. So what I'd encourage you to do is I would encourage you to challenge yourself for the next 5 days. Nothing more than that. For the next 5 days, every single morning when you're starting your day. You can do it in bed. You can do it when you sit down at your desk. You can do it after you make your cup of coffee, while you're making the cup of coffee and it's percolating. Take 3, take 5, take 10 minutes and just tap without words. It will raise your energy. It will make you more calm. It'll make it so much easier for you to work out through your day. And again, the beautiful thing is you don't have to come up with words to be able to do it. You just move from tapping point to tapping point. Again, I would love to hear your feedback on stuff like this. Just go on down to the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. If there are insights, I love hearing insights people have when they are tapping. Also, as we're moving forward, like I said at the beginning, we're going to be producing a lot more video content as the year goes on. I would love to hear your questions, to hear the things you'd like me to create tap-alongs to, the questions you have so we can do instruction. All you need to do, drop me an email at support@tappingqanda.com. I get all those support emails. I would love to hear from you so I can be helpful and we can create content that makes it easier for you every single day when you sit down to tap. Finally, if you haven't done so already, down below the video, turn on the subscribe, turn on those notifications so every single time a new video comes out, you're notified right away so you can enjoy the tapping goodness. For Tapping Q&A, this is Monterastelli. I hope you have a great day. I look forward to tapping with you again real soon. Bye-bye.